Many football players have a very humble past and some have suffered a lot. The story of overcoming some is very emotional. In the last few days the story of the player N'Golo Kante has thrilled the world. Haven't you seen it? So stay with us and today you will discover this exciting story with us. So without further ado, let us go. N'Golo Kante is now considered one of the best midfielders in the world, owner of several titles, one of the biggest stars of English football at the moment and considered the best player at Chelsea. He even won the title of the Champions League for Chelsea, which he had not won since then at the time of Drogba. But even with all that fame, all this football and all these conquests, don't go thinking that Kante's life has always been a bed of roses. No, N'Golo Kante had a very tough childhood and his overcoming story is sure to make you cry. Son of Malian immigrants, N'Golo Kante was born in Paris on March 29, 1991, but Paris was not a paradise for this boy. He went through many difficulties in childhood, both in football and in his personal life. In 1998 the French national team won its first World Cup and while the whole country celebrated, Kante along with his father picked up all the garbage from the celebration for recycling, because that was what Kante and his father worked with. Kante and his father were garbage collectors. In Paris, they collected garbage to earn a little money to have something to eat at home. Kante was 7 years old at the time. Seeing those people celebrating while he picked up the garbage made him want to win in life and that title too. He even said in an interview, "I was 7 years old when France won the cup for the first time. I was so excited I told my friends that one day I would win too." So he started playing in the schools in his neighborhood. He started in Chersums, where he soon became a superstar on the team. He even played with players much older. After he appeared the team started to win several titles, but in the celebrations he was left out. Even with all that talent he had no scout was interested in him, because he was very small. At 11 years old Kante lost his father and things got even more difficult. Kante had to start working, taking children to soccer games, so he could guarantee bread at home. His mother worked as a cleaning lady to help too. Even with the work Kante did not give up on his dreams. A few years later, at the age of 19 he went to play for Boulogne, this in 2010, but he did not have so much confidence in football so he continued with his studies and graduated in accounting. Kante he stopped studying when he rose to Boulogne's main team and started his career in the 3rd division of the French Championship and everyone started to notice the boy in 2013. He managed to move from the 3rd division to the 2nd, playing for Cannes. People said that he was tireless and must have had about 10 lungs to run so hard and managed to be everywhere on the field. His covering skills and accurate tackles were soon noticed, but off the pitch life was still difficult. He went to practice on a scooter and sometimes running because he didn't have money for the bus. At 22 he played with the Brazilian player Felipe Saad, who one day invited him to a birthday party and Kante took a box of chocolates and embarrassed said, "Sorry, I didn't know what to bring. I've never been invited to a birthday party before." After 2 years in Cannes he went to Leicester City this in 2015. The boy who was a garbage collector was already in the big Premier League. The following year Kante was considered Leicester's most important player city. The team won its first English championship title in history and soon Kante was summoned to the French national team and Kante's brilliant performance caught the attention of the great Chelsea. There he did not disappoint and became one of the best midfielders in the world and won the Premier League by them in 2017. That year they even said that 70% of the planet Earth is covered by water and the other 30 by Kante. Because he was everywhere on the field, Kante was incredible. It was no surprise that he won the Premier League Player of the Year award. League at the time. In 2018, the year of the Cup in Russia, Kante won the Cup in the world and even the players themselves said that without Kante they would not win. In the first conquest of France, that boy who was picking up all the rubbish in Paris, in 2018 he was the one holding the cup, and became a legend in France and around the world. If you think Kante is the only one story of resilience between Chelsea players, you don't know the story of goalkeeper Edouard Mendy, the first African goalkeeper to be in a Champions League final and to win it. But would you believe it if I told you that a year ago Mendy was unemployed? and now he's champion of the Champions League. Ben Mendy was born on March 1, 1992 in a small French town. He was raised by immigrant parents in the midst of poverty, and at the age of 7 he began his career as a football player for Le Havre. He was also inspired by the victory of France in 1998. He was inspired by the goalkeeper Barthez who defended France in that final. Years later Mendy started playing for Chevron in the French 3rd Division, but when he was 22 his contract ended and he was renewed. Mendy believed in his manager, who said he would get Mendy a contract in the First League, 3rd Division of the English League. But his manager cheated on Mendy and sent a message saying, "Good luck for the future, no job." Mendy returned to the team where he started his career and started playing for free. He even thought about retiring. He thought that football was not for him. With all that, the goalkeeper's wife was expecting their first child, so life got more complicated. But life decided to smile on him. An old colleague of his called him and said that Marzelli was signing. Mendy went and managed to play as the 4th goalkeeper in M Reserve Arzelli, but he never managed to go to the main team, and ended up going to the Stade de Rennes that was without playing for a long time. He had to wait for the main goalkeeper to get injured so he could have a chance, and then he shone. Mendy made 7 games without conceding a goal and he finally became a starter. But the best for him was yet to come. His angel Peter Cech, former Chelsea goalkeeper and one of the best in football history, had his eye on Mendy, and Cech was a Chelsea advisor. That is, he saw good goalkeepers and recommended them to Chelsea. "Among 18 goalkeepers that I saw, Mendy did not get out of my head," said Peter Cech. Then Chelsea hired Mendy, where he has been making a lot of history, including in the Champions League of 2021. Mendy was the first African goalkeeper to play in a Champions final and better. He was also the first to win one. But don't think that's all he did in this Champions. Mendy was also the first goalkeeper to make 4 games without conceding a goal. Today he also plays for the Senegal team, and to think that a year ago he had nowhere to play. Well, these stories are incredible stories of overcoming obstacles, and with that we can see the importance of never giving up on our dreams and having faith that one day life will smile for us.